Have you ever felt like you're walking on eggshells around your own emotions? One minute you're fine, the next, a small comment or a minor setback sends you spiraling. You feel fragile, easily hurt, and constantly on guard. It's exhausting, isn't it? This feeling of emotional vulnerability, this sense that our inner peace is a house of cards, is something many of us struggle with. But what if I told you that you could build an inner fortress? A place of unshakable strength, where you are the master of your emotional world, not its victim. This isn't about suppressing your feelings or becoming cold and unfeeling. It's about deep, authentic healing. It's about becoming emotionally unshakable. Today, we're going to explore how, using profound insights from the great psychologist Carl Jung, you can transform your inner wounds into your greatest strengths. Jung had a powerful idea. One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. This is the cornerstone of our journey. The reason we feel so fragile is not because we are weak, but because we are carrying unhealed wounds. These are the painful experiences from our past, rejection, failure, betrayal, criticism, that we've pushed down into the unconscious parts of our mind. Jung called this unconscious part the shadow. Our shadow holds the things we don't want to admit about ourselves, our insecurities, our fears, our shame. We spend so much energy trying to hide this shadow, pretending it doesn't exist. We build a perfect-looking persona, a mask we show to the world. But the more we deny our shadow, the more power it has over us. Think about it. When someone's comment triggers an intense emotional reaction in you, it's not really about what they said. It's because their words poked at an old, unhealed wound lurking in your shadow. That feeling of not being good enough, that fear of abandonment, that shame you've been carrying, it all comes rushing to the surface. Your reaction is disproportionate because you're not just reacting to the present moment. You're reliving the pain of the past. The shadow is controlling your emotions. To become emotionally unshakable, you must stop running from your shadow and turn to face it. This is the first and most crucial step, making the darkness conscious. So, how do we do this? It starts with radical self-honesty and compassionate curiosity. Instead of immediately reacting when you're triggered, pause, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, what is this feeling really about? What old story is this situation bringing up for me? This isn't about blaming yourself. It's about understanding yourself. Journaling is an incredibly powerful tool for this. Write down your feelings without judgment. Let it all out on the page. You might start to see patterns. Maybe you realize that whenever you feel criticized, it connects back to a childhood experience where you felt you could never please your parents. That's a piece of your shadow coming into the light. Another of Jung's powerful concepts is the complex. A complex is an emotionally charged cluster of thoughts, memories, and feelings centered around a core theme, often a wound. For example, if you were constantly told you weren't smart as a child, you might develop an inferiority complex. This complex will then dictate your behavior. You might avoid challenges for fear of looking stupid, or you might become a chronic overachiever to prove everyone wrong. The complex is the lens through which you see the world, and it keeps you trapped in a cycle of reactivity. Recognizing your complexes is a game changer. When you can name it, this is my inferiority complex acting up again, you create distance. You are no longer fused with the feeling. You are the observer of it. This space gives you the power to choose a different response, one that comes from your conscious, adult self, not your wounded inner child. This process of facing your shadow and understanding your complexes is what Jung called individuation. It's the journey of becoming a whole, integrated individual. It's about bringing the unconscious parts of yourself into conscious awareness and integrating them. Imagine you have a wound on your arm. You can ignore it, cover it with a sleeve, and pretend it's not there. But it will continue to fester, and any little bump will cause excruciating pain. The only way to heal is to clean the wound, expose it to the air, and tend to it. It's the same with our emotional wounds. We must bring them into the light of our awareness. This is the work of integration. Integration means accepting every part of yourself, the light and the shadow. It means understanding that your anger, your sadness, and your fear are not enemies to be defeated. They are messengers. Your anger might be telling you a boundary has been crossed. Your sadness might be telling you that you've lost something important. Your fear might be trying to protect you. When you listen to these messengers instead of silencing them, you can integrate their wisdom. You can say, "I see you, anger. Thank you for showing me where I need to set a boundary." Suddenly, the emotion is no longer a destructive force, but a helpful guide. This is true emotional intelligence. You're not controlled by your feelings. You're in a respectful partnership with them. A key part of this integration is what's known as active imagination. This was a technique Jung developed to dialogue with the unconscious. You can do this through meditation or journaling. Close your eyes and imagine yourself meeting a figure that represents your wound or your complex. Maybe your anxiety appears as a frantic, scared child. Don't fight it. Ask it questions. What are you afraid of? What do you need from me? Listen to its answers. You might be surprised by what you hear. Perhaps that scared child just needs to be held and told that everything is going to be okay. By giving that part of yourself the compassion and reassurance it never received in the past, you begin to heal it from the inside out. You become your own healer. You represent the wounded parts of yourself. This journey is not a quick fix. It's a lifelong practice of self-awareness and self-compassion. There will be times when you fall back into old patterns. That's okay. The goal isn't perfection. It's progress. Every time you catch yourself, every time you choose a conscious response over a reactive one, you are strengthening your inner fortress. You are literally rewiring your brain. With each act of self-compassion, you are laying another stone in the foundation of your emotional resilience. As you do this work, something incredible begins to happen. The very wounds that once made you feel fragile become your greatest sources of strength and wisdom. This is what Jung called the wounded healer. Because you have walked through your own darkness, you develop a profound capacity for empathy and compassion for others. You can see their struggles without judgment because you recognize the same shadow in them that you have come to know in yourself. Your past pain no longer defines you. It refines you. It becomes a source of deep connection and understanding. You become a light for others, not by pretending to be perfect, but by being brave enough to be whole. So, where do you go from here? Start small. The next time you feel a strong emotional charge, don't just react. Pause, breathe, ask, what wound is being touched right now? Get a journal and start a dialogue with your shadow. Write down what you're afraid for people to know about you. Then, write back to that fear from a place of compassion. Try active imagination. Spend just 5 minutes visualizing and talking to a part of you that feels anxious or sad. Remember, becoming emotionally unshakable doesn't mean you'll never feel pain or sadness again. It means that when those waves come, they will no longer have the power to knock you over. You will have built a foundation so deep and so strong that you can stand firm in the midst of any storm. You will know how to navigate the waters because you've learned to understand the currents within yourself. Your wounds will no longer be your triggers. They will become your teachers. And you will move through the world, not with a fragile persona, but with the quiet, unshakable confidence of someone who has faced their own darkness and found their own light within it. You are capable of this transformation. The journey begins now. Thank you so much for joining me on this exploration today. If this resonated with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more content on building a stronger, more authentic life. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Take care and be kind to yourself.